Most people die broke, but right now, at this exact moment, you're standing on one of 7 levels that separate dependency from infinite wealth. And here's what nobody tells you: the level you're on isn't determined by how much you make. It's determined by something completely different. Let me show you. Picture your bank account right now. Seriously, imagine the number. If every source of income stopped today, job gone, side hustle dead, everything, how long would you survive? 30 days, 3 months. That number just told you your level. And that level is either trapping you or launching you toward the kind of wealth that outlives you. Level 1 is where most people live and never escape. It's called clarity, but there's nothing clear about it. You're completely dependent, under 1 month of savings. Paycheck hits Friday, gone by Tuesday. You're not paying for a life, you're renting survival. Justin Bieber at 13, before Baby exploded, lived here. Talented kid, viral YouTube videos, but still dependent on his mom's paychecks to keep the lights on. That's the brutal truth of level 1. Your potential means nothing without a financial cushion. Watch what happens at this level. You get invited to dinner with friends. Your brain doesn't think, do I want to go? It calculates, can I afford the Uber and still make rent? Every single decision filters through financial panic. You're not living, you're surviving. And survival mode kills dreams faster than failure ever could. But here's the trap nobody warns you about. You can make 6 figures and still be at level 1. I've seen it. Doctors, lawyers, tech workers pulling massive salaries, still 30 days from disaster because they upgraded every expense the moment income increased. Bigger apartment, nicer car, lifestyle inflation ate the raise before it hit their account. Income didn't move them up a level. The spending just got more expensive. Now level 2 breaks you out of total dependency. Self-sufficiency, you've got 2 to 3 months covered. But here's what's fascinating. This level might be worse than level 1 psychologically, because now you have something to lose. You're not numb to being broke anymore, you're paranoid about going back. Every unexpected expense feels like a personal attack. Your car needs new tires. That's not a repair bill, that's 3 weeks of security vanishing. Oprah lived here in her early television days. She'd escaped poverty, landed a TV gig, had a few thousand in savings. But she's talked about the anxiety of those years, how she'd walk past stores and calculate whether that dress was worth 2 weeks of her emergency fund. The fear of slipping back to nothing haunted every decision. That's level 2's curse, enough to taste security, not enough to feel it. Here's what shifts at level 2 that most people miss. You start making different social calculations. Your broke friends who are still at level 1, they start feeling distant. Not because you're a snob, but because their financial chaos stresses you out. They want to split a bottle of wine on a Wednesday. You're thinking, that's $40 I need for my buffer. You're between worlds, not broke enough to not care, not secure enough to relax. It's financial purgatory. Most people camp here for years. They hit 3 months of savings and plateau. Why? Because level 2 feels safe enough to stop the urgency. The panic that drove you from level 1 to level 2 disappears. You can pay your bills, handle small emergencies, and the motivation to push further evaporates. This is where dreams go to die comfortably. But level 3 changes the game entirely. Breathing room, 3 to 6 months of expenses locked down. And the name is perfect because for the first time since you started earning money, you can actually breathe. You walk into a coffee shop and order what you want, not what's cheapest. That shift seems small. It's revolutionary. Warren Buffett built his first breathing room as a teenager. Paper routes, selling golf balls, tiny stock investments. By the time he left college, he had about $10,000, 6 months of runway in 1950s money. That cushion didn't make him rich, but it made him dangerous. He could take calculated risks because short-term disasters couldn't destroy him. That's the power of level 3. You stop defending and start attacking. Watch what breathing room unlocks. You're at a job you hate. Level 1 person, trapped, can't risk the income gap. Level 2 person, sweating through every shift, dreaming of quitting but terrified of burning through their tiny cushion too fast. Level 3 person, you've got options. You can job hunt strategically, negotiate harder, walk away from toxic situations. 6 months of runway gives you leverage, and leverage is the currency of freedom. But here's the detail everyone misses at level 3. You're still trading time for money. Your cushion is bigger, your stress is lower, but if you stop working, the clock starts ticking towards 0. You're safer, but you're not free. That distinction becomes everything at the next level. Level 4 is where money anxiety starts dying. Stability, 6 to 12 months fully covered. Bills handled, emergency room visit. Annoying, not devastating. You're not flinching at price tags anymore because you've built real insulation. This is where most people think they've made it. They haven't, they've made it to the beginning. J.K. Rowling hit level 4 after her first Harry Potter book deal. Not the movie money, not the empire, just the initial publishing advance and early royalties. Suddenly she had a year of runway. She's described the feeling as the first time I could write without terror. Not writing to pay rent, writing because the story demanded it. That creative freedom, that's what stability buys. The mental space to build something bigger than survival. Here's what shifts psychologically at level 4. You stop checking your account balance daily. You're not ignoring money, you're managing it from a position of strength instead of desperation. Your brain has bandwidth for long-term thinking because it's not constantly firefighting short-term crises. This is where people finally start learning about investing, tax optimization, wealth building. Not because they suddenly got smarter, but because they finally have the mental space to think past next month. The trap at level 4, comfort. A year of runway feels infinite when you've spent years at 30 days or less. People hit this level and coast. Nice apartment, decent car, weekend trips, but no real wealth acceleration. They confuse stability with success, and stability without progression is just expensive stagnation. Then level 5 explodes everything open. Financial opportunity, 1 to 2 years of expenses covered, but here's the key. It's not just savings, it's smart money. Investments generating returns. Tax strategies cutting your burden. Money working while you sleep. You've crossed from defense to offense. Elon Musk entered level 5 after PayPal sold to eBay. He pocketed around 165 million. Suddenly he had years of runway and capital to deploy. He didn't buy yachts and rest. He immediately attacked Tesla, SpaceX, Solar Ventures. Why? Because level 5 gives you the most dangerous weapon in wealth building, the freedom to fail. You can take massive swings because even if you miss, you're not going back to level 1. That risk tolerance is worth more than the money itself. Here's the mathematical magic of level 5 that changes everything. Your money starts multiplying independently of your labor. You're still working, but your wealth growth isn't capped by your hours anymore. If you make 100,000 a year from your job, but your investments generate another 30,000, you just added 3.5 months to your runway without working an extra minute. That's leverage. That's the beginning of escape velocity. Most people never reach level 5, not because they can't earn enough, but because they don't understand the shift required. It's not about making more money, it's about deploying money smarter. You need to become a capital allocator, not just an earner. That mental shift separates the comfortable from the wealthy. Level 6 is where the game fundamentally changes. Financial independence, 30 to 60 years of expenses covered through passive income. Read that again, not savings you draw down, income that flows regardless of whether you work, rental properties paying you monthly, dividend stocks dropping checks, businesses you own running without your daily presence. You could stop working tomorrow and maintain your lifestyle until you're 90. That's not wealth, that's freedom. Robert Kiyosaki built level 6 through real estate. Not flipping houses for quick cash, acquiring assets that generated monthly income exceeding his expenses. His entire rich dad, poor dad philosophy centers on this level. Buy assets that pay you, not liabilities that cost you. Once his properties generated more than his lifestyle required, he achieved something most people never experience. His time became truly his own. The psychological shift at level 6 is almost impossible to communicate to someone below it. You wake up without an alarm because you want to, not because you have to. Projects you take on are because they're interesting, not because they're profitable. Money stops being the primary filter for decisions. You're not asking, can I afford this? You're asking, is this worth my time and attention? That's a completely different existence. But here's the beautiful trap of level 6. It requires patience most people don't have. Building 30 to 60 years of passive income takes years, sometimes decades of strategic asset acquisition. You're looking at properties, businesses, investments that won't pay off for years. In a culture addicted to instant results, level 6 demands delayed gratification on a timeline that feels almost cruel. That's why most people burn out before they get here. And then there's level 7, abundant wealth. The level so rare that most people don't believe it's real. Infinite time wealth. Your money generates more money than you could possibly spend. Not just for your lifetime, for generations. Your great-grandchildren will inherit wealth that's still compounding. You've broken the relationship between time and money completely. Jeff Bezos operates here. His net worth is mostly Amazon stock. When he needs cash, he doesn't sell stock and trigger massive taxes. He borrows against it. Banks loan him billions at tiny interest rates because his collateral is rock solid. That borrowed money funds Blue Origin, real estate, whatever interests him. Meanwhile, his actual assets keep appreciating, untaxed, compounding into absurdity. He's using debt as a tool to multiply wealth while avoiding the friction of taxes. It's financial architecture most people can't even comprehend. Level 7 isn't about making money anymore. It's about deploying capital at scales that shape markets, industries, even societies. You're not shopping for products, you're acquiring companies. You're not investing in trends, you're creating them. The money becomes almost abstract, just numbers on screens representing power and possibility. Here's what nobody tells you about level 7. It's lonely. Your problems are completely alien to 99.9% of humanity. You can't relate to normal financial stress, and normal people can't relate to your optimization challenges. You're surrounded by advisors, managers, handlers, but genuine connection becomes rare because the wealth creates a barrier that's almost impossible to penetrate. But let's bring this back to you, right now, because here's the truth that matters. You just learned the map. Most people wander through financial life blind, wondering why they're stuck. You now know exactly where you are and exactly what the next level requires. That clarity is worth more than money because clarity drives action. If you're at level 1, your only job is reaching level 2. Stop everything else. Cut expenses brutally, stack any extra dollar, build 2 months of cushion. Nothing else matters until you have that buffer. No investing, no crypto, no side hustles that don't generate immediate cash. Just build the foundation. If you're at level 2 or 3, you're in the danger zone of comfortable stagnation. Push to level 4 with aggression. Every raise, every bonus, every extra dollar extends your runway. Automate the savings before you can spend it. You need a year of security before you can think clearly about wealth building. If you're at level 4 or 5, you're at the launch pad. This is where you stop being an earner and become an investor. Study tax optimization. Learn about assets that generate income. Network with people ahead of you. The decisions you make here determine whether you stay comfortable or achieve actual freedom. And if you're beyond level 5, you already know this isn't really about money anymore. It's about legacy, impact, what you build that outlasts you. The money is just the tool. Here's the final thing, the main thing, the reason you're still watching. These levels aren't just financial categories, they're freedom categories. Each level up reduces the control external circumstances have over your life, from completely controlled at level 1 to completely autonomous at level 7. That's the real progression. That's what you're actually fighting for. So where are you? And more importantly, what's the one action you're taking today to move up? Because the level you're on today isn't permanent unless you let it be.